Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I feel like today's setting is a little bit more moody because it is pouring outside. It is so dark, so I had to get the little mood lights on in the back to get some extra lights. I've got some fill lights in the front. Like, it was so dark before, but I feel like it's kind of a vibe. Like, I should shoot all my videos on rainy days so I could have all of these lights going on. Today's video is gonna be a payday budget with me. It's been a couple weeks since my last video, so some quick updates for you. We hit the 1,000 subscribers and I did a giveaway, so that was super exciting. We did have a winner of the giveaway posted in my post tab of my YouTube channel, so check it out there. It was supposed to be a $100 Amazon giveaway, but I didn't realize how global my subscribers were, so the winner was actually from Brazil, so we worked it out to be a $100 PayPal, just like e-transfer gift to her. So that was super exciting. That took some time because literally there were a few winners that never responded, so thank you to everybody for your patience there. And then the last couple weeks have been so crazy, so I do apologize for the gap in posting. Work-wise, like, my boss got let go, I had to take on a whole bunch of stuff, was working hella long hours and training and all of these things, so it was super overwhelming time. The depression definitely kicked in at that point because I'm like, bro, it's work smart, not hard, not work hard and not smart, you know? So nonetheless, I'm back. I'm gonna shoot this video and then I'm gonna crawl into bed and finish Love Island, because actually it's not finished, but my friend Sav put me on. Am I on beauty filter? Yeah. My friend Sav put me on like episode 27 and I've been like watching it ever since. I hear Shelly and Ace go home. That's crazy, but regardless, I'm here for it. I'm gonna have to see it through. If Iris and Pepe win, I'm never watching it again. I never watched it to begin with, but I for sure will never watch it again. So as soon as I'm done finishing this, I'm crawling my ass back to bed. Actually, no, I'm gonna make a really nice chicken noodle soup and then crawl my ass back to bed and watch some TV. But even as long as it's taken me to film this video, guys, I have not done my payday check-in. So this might be a little bit of a long one. Buckle in, it's gonna be messy. My expenses are all over the place because I've got some updates for you later. But yeah, we're just gonna dive right in and uncover the mess. Okay, now for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. For those of you who are subscribers, mwah, I love you. Thank you for coming back. Thanks for hanging out with me again. And thanks for dealing with me ghosting for like the last 2 weeks while I was going through all of these things. Essentially, I like to do my payday budgeting routines as just to share my own finances, but also if you're new to budgeting, walk you through what like a budget routine could look like for you. Everybody's budget is different, so obviously tweak it to your own needs, but I like to show mine, talk about what I prioritize, talk about my spending when I'm over. It's very realistic. There's nothing hidden here. Like, you're gonna see if I overspend, you're gonna see if I underspend. And I also got a lot of feedback from you guys who did fill out the survey to enter my 1,000 subscribers giveaway. So I am taking all of that in. I'm getting a like spreadsheet, as I do. I'm getting a spreadsheet ready with all of the details, and that's really gonna help me create the content for the rest of this year. So I super appreciate everyone who filled out that survey. Now let's talk about the budgeting. All right, now when it comes to budgeting, everybody's got a different routine. I suggest, I'm not a financial advisor, but I suggest doing your budgeting updates, routines as often as you can. Ideally, if I could be in this freaking tracker every day, I would, but at minimum, I like to do it every payday. I missed my last payday updates, or maybe I had updated them, we'll see. Like, I haven't been in my tracker for so long. There was just a lot of changes in the last couple weeks that I just was working all day and hitting the bed and knocking out as soon as I was done. But you want to have some form of tracking your budget. So you can do this through either an app or you can do this through a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet I use that I'm going to walk you guys through today is the Coplenty Yearly Budget 2.0 tracker. I absolutely love it. It's super robust. Everybody has heard me use the word robust. I'm gonna have to find another word. Let me Google a synonym right now. Robust, synonym. Okay, full-bodied. It's a very full-bodied, powerful tracker. The person who created it has linked everything together, made it super easy for you to just select everything you budget with from drop down and carry over money left over from month to month. So I absolutely love it. I've been using it since January, so I started using it this year. I will never look back. I made my own tracker the years before. They were very ugly. They were very simple. This one is like, I enjoy being in the tracker. It helps me create my plans, helps me stay on track. So I'm super happy to use it. Again, if you guys want to use an app and you know you do not like trackers, get an app. There's so many. I think even with your banking, like RBC, TD, or they've updated their banking now to have budgeting modules within their bank accounts. So you don't even have to download a budgeting app, but I'm not sure how technical those are. Figure out what works for you. If you're interested in purchasing the tracker I use, I will link it in my stand store below. Now let's get into it. Now I'm gonna open up my yearly budget 2.0 tracker from Plenty, but if you guys are interested in purchasing it and you want to know how I've set it up, I do have a video on that. I will pop it up here. 3, 2, 1. That was a weird sound effect, but you can watch that. You can get it set up right with me in this video and then come back here and do your budgeting payday routine. So first thing I need to do is head over to the, what month are we in? July. We're gonna head over to July. I did color code it already. So the standard tracker comes in this like more of a like a mucky, I don't know, it's like an off red. July for me is giving pink, June, blue, May, peach. Like I like to be a girly girl and update the colors. You don't have to do it. You can do it, totally up to you. So July is giving pink vibes. If I'm quickly checking back on June, because I don't think I posted a June payday, paid. I need to pay some credit cards, man. Yeah, this is a strange one. I don't even remember if I finished June. Actually, yeah, I did fill everything out for June just to finish everything off so I can film July's payday routine with you guys. But moving on to July, let's get into it. First thing I like to do is move over to this income section. As you can see right here, basically I've listed all of the things that I could potentially be making income from here, and I'm gonna fill them out based on what I got, paychecks, money getting paid back, gifted money, etc., etc. So I'm gonna do that now. Janelle, you can fast forward this part. All right, now for the month of July, I've entered the income so far. My last paycheck in June was like at the very end of June, so it's showing like I've got some extra left over, but not really, because I'll tell you, I done spent that money. So far for the month of July, sorry, and it's already halfway through July. It's literally blowing my mind. Like summer, I love summer. So far I have made $5,386.84, which you can see up here in the financial overview as well. What was expected, what was actual. My mom did gift me some money, which I will explain why she gifted it a bit later. So first thing, income. That's what I like to start with. The next thing I like to do, which I have completely automated, is my savings. So if you've been subscribed to my YouTube channel or watched any of my other budgeting payday videos, you know I will not shut the hell up about the fact that I need to build an emergency savings fund and that I want to be, you know, transitioning to full-time entrepreneur by the end of this year. Having big boasty goals like that means that savings has to come first. If you guys have ever read Rich Dad Poor Dad, you know you gotta pay yourself first. Even if you got debt, pay yourself first. Put money to savings first, invest that money first. Now that's always a little bit different and you can take it with a grain of salt because everybody's situation is different. I've definitely been in a couple stages in my life where there wasn't in my head money to pay myself first. It's like I'm gonna eat instead, I'm gonna feed myself. But the point is that the paying yourself first can be any amount, even if it's $5, put something into your savings and then go after the rest of the things that you owe, like paying for your expenses, paying down some debt, blah, blah, blah. So I am in that mode where I am paying myself first. And in doing so, I've set up auto withdrawals. If you're someone who's looking to save towards a goal, I highly recommend this just from my personal experience, setting up auto withdrawals. They, one, obviously are automatic. The auto is for automatic. Two, they come out whenever you schedule them to. So I always have them scheduled for like the day of or the day after my payday. So that as soon as the money comes in, before I'm even able to check my account and be like, ooh, I've got this money, it's already taken out. The money that I needed to save is already taken out and I simply see what I have left, which sometimes is not a lot, sometimes it seems like a lot, but at least at that point, you've taken care of yourself, you've taken care of taking the step towards your savings goals. Anything left here is for you to budget for your expenses, your bills, and hopefully some fun time. So scrolling over to the right here to the savings section, you'll see that My budget for savings is $1,300 a month to go towards my emergency funds and $800 a month to go towards my RRSP. Now I need to put the money towards my RRSP because I pretty much had my emergency fund set up at the beginning of this year, but tax season was also at the beginning of this year and I figured out that I owed like $5K in personal taxes and another $15K in business taxes, and there goes my emergency savings. So we're rebuilding the emergency savings, but I realized a big reason why I owed so much on my personal taxes was because I did not offset enough with my RRSP. So while it's a lot, $2,100 every month going straight towards building the emergency funds and setting up my RRSP to help me with tax season, it's necessary. Either I put the money away now or I owe $5K at the beginning of every year, which would ultimately be more because I plan on earning more and more money. So I gotta do it. It's gotta get done. That's why auto withdrawal is good. If I didn't set up auto withdrawal, you can see from my past videos, there's months that I forgot to do it because obviously I don't really feel like putting $800 into my RRSP. I'd rather buy a nice meal with my friends 17 times, like clearly. So that's been done. It is what it is. I've got to do it. It's my goal. We just set up the auto withdrawal and we're moving forward. Because it's automatic, I know it's gonna be showing up within the tracker, but the way this tracker works is you need to input all of your transactions, and once you categorize them, it will show up within each of the budgets that you set up. So the next thing I'm gonna do, even though first we wanna save money, I'm gonna update all my transactions for the month of July so far, and then come back to you and we'll see how we're tracking against all of my budgets. All right, so I just did my transactions. I'm about to just sort them really quickly, but y'all, I could tell you right now, data, sort range. Do we even want to scroll up to see if there's money left over? Anyways, we'll see what the true damage is at the end of this breakdown, but first let's start with the bills. All right, now when it comes to bills, I had budgeted a bank fee of $13.99 and ended up spending around $370 this month in bank fees. Let me explain. I was doing some YouTubing and trying to figure out how to travel hack because, you know, I wanted to do my travel. I feel like I wanted to learn how to travel hack, but I've ended up spending more money, but I still don't regret it because it's gonna be the best trip ever. So as you guys saw from the expenses, there is about $5,000 that was spent on a trip package to Thailand. Now it was cheaper, but it was in USD. So with the conversion as a Canadian, we get absolutely when it comes to that conversion, and so it's way more. It would have actually just been $3,500 had our dollar been somewhat close to American dollars. It's not that bad. $4,900, terrible, but I still think that the experience is going to be worth it. It's a really guided travel experience. We're going to be staying at multiple hotels. We're going to be doing workshops, and it's kind of retreat style. So there's a lot included that I don't really feel any type of way that I spent $4,900. It is what it is. However, that doesn't include travel to Thailand. So the travel hacking part that comes in is like, I already knew I wanted to buy this trip. I already knew it was going to be expensive. So if I'm going to be spending the money anyways, how can I earn as many points as possible so that I might be able to, you know, hack my way on a flight? I don't necessarily know that this will work because I basically signed up for 2 travel credit cards, the Amex Gold and the RBC Avion. My member rewards in Amex and my Avion points in RBC both transfer to Avios points. So depending on what points you transfer with on these credit cards, you can use those towards flights on certain airways. Now to go to Thailand, I Googled, I also want to fly business class on Qatar Airways. Yeah, your girl's gonna be spending a lot of money, but it's gonna be worth it. The flight for me to go from Canada to Thailand is got 1 stopover, and the first flight is about 14 hours. The next flight is about 6 hours. So if I'm gonna be in a plane for a full day. I want to be comfortable. I want to travel in style. I want to be able to lie down and have my bed made. So that's going to be a whole other video of how we're going to try to make that work. But yeah, essentially I signed up for 2 travel credit cards, the Amex Gold, the RBC Avion, so that any of my spending in between now and purchasing those flight tickets, I could hopefully get the points to, you know, put towards the flight and maybe pay for one of the trips. I don't think it's going to pay for the full round trip, but maybe one leg would be paid for. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. I was happy. I got approved for both like instantly. So that's another thing. Maybe I should make a video on credit. My credit score is like 840, you guys. Like I have got great credit. So I can make a video on how to build your credit because my credit score was not always good. I had a credit score of like 500 at one point. So it took a couple years, but your girl she's back in good graces. I'm getting approved for credit cards no matter what. However, I digress. Basically, they both have fees. They've got hefty fees because there are a lot of travel perks with both of these cards. So it's just the cost of doing business. Worst case, if I absolutely hate these cards and don't feel like I got my money back, I'd cancel both of these before my renewal next year. So that was a lot of money, and is what it is. Condo fees came out to be exactly the same. Metergy, so far, I budgeted 200. We're at about 100. We'll see how it goes. The AC is not working in here. I'm about to cuss these people out. I'm not playing with you guys. Like, absolutely ridiculous. Not only was the AC not working last year, it's not working again this year. And now this year they're trying to say, oh, well, we don't have the warranty, so it's on all of the residents to pay for the fix themselves. But like, it's a lot of us. I'm in the elevator and people are like, does your AC work? And I'm like, no. Does yours? Like, no. Like, I'm gonna set fire to this building. It's a good thing I live in this building. That's the only thing stopping me. And knowing that there's probably animals and babies in here. That's the only thing stopping me. They're pissing me off. Moving on. Parking spot 190. That's gonna come out on the 15th. So not yet, but that will be coming out. And property taxes and home insurance. Now the property taxes will be updated because I have changed my mortgage provider. That went off without a hitch, thank God. And I also opted for my property taxes to be paid along with my mortgage payments. So instead of these months where I'm spending $1,000 at a time, it's gonna break out to be like an extra $300 a month, which don't know if it's better or worse, but I think it'll be easier for me to manage because certain months it seems like I'm doing good and then the next month I owe $1,000 in property taxes. It's just too volatile. So this will hopefully chop it up into bite-sized pieces. I should have this updated because a payment for my mortgage should be coming out in the next couple of days, probably on Monday. And then we'll see what the mortgage looks like and the property taxes. I'm gonna put around $300 as a budget. I think it's around 300, so we'll see how that goes. And now instead of bi-weekly mortgage payments, I switched to semi-monthly. So with bi-weekly, basically my mortgage payment was in line with my paydays. So every time I got paid, I paid my mortgage. In this case, my mortgage is coming out on the 15th and like the 1st or the 30th of every month. So it seems pretty much the same, but where it works out for me is on these 3 paycheck months where, you know, it's a longer week, I don't have to pay another mortgage payment. I will have some extra cash at that point to maybe put towards savings, maybe pay down this trip that I impulsively decided to go on, maybe get myself something nice. Speaking of something nice, yeah, I've got another surprise for you guys that I did. And then when it comes to home insurance, we paid that, so that's not coming out anytime for the rest of this year. So that's that for bills. Let's move on to subscriptions. All right, moving on to subscriptions and memberships. This one will be pretty quick. I don't have too many subscriptions. It totals to about $136. My Amazon Prime already paid for, not gonna be coming out. ChatGPT, I believe is coming out when? Let me look at when it's come out. In the months before. Oh, I haven't really put dates. Okay, well, we'll see. Whatever month it comes out, whatever day it comes out this month, I'm gonna track the dates just to get an idea. Spotify hasn't come out yet. I think that's like on the 15th or closer to the end of the month as well. My Good Life, I need to pay. And the only thing that has come out so far is my CapCut. So that's $15.24. I use it aggressively all the time. I'm always editing a video. But yeah, subscriptions and memberships, nothing really out of the ordinary here. I've pretty much refined it down to the bare minimum that I needed. And this is what it looks like. Now, moving on to the expenses. Yay. Okay, now going into the expenses, let's take a look at, you know what? We're halfway through the month. Starting with groceries, currently I'm tracking at $110. My budget is $327. Still have 200 bucks left, but the month is long. So let's see how that goes. Dining out, I had a budget of $150. I'm already at $108 in spending. So we've only got 41 bucks left in the budget. And if I'm looking at my calendar of the things that I have committed to for this month, let's see if that's realistic. Convention, city TV taping, a concert with my mom. I definitely suspect we're gonna be going over. It's all right though. It is summer and I'm honestly having one of the best summers ever. Like I've been outside, I've been doing my thing, I've been dancing, I've been having a good time, seeing people, catching up. So no regrets there. Uber Eats, I do have some regrets. So I had deleted the app. I had a budget of $50 because I deleted the app. My spending is currently at $148.98. The beginning of July, I can't even tell you guys the depression hole that I was in. Like I didn't cook. I still haven't cooked at all this month. Holy crap. I basically put some nuggets in the oven this weekend, but I actually did a grocery where I'm gonna cook something and I'm really excited for it. One, because it's gonna be a soup, so I'm gonna make it as big as I possibly can so that it lasts me multiple days. But two, I think the flavors are gonna be so good, so I'm super excited. That being said, having not cooked for the first half of the month, a girl still gotta eat. I couldn't really get out of bed. It was crazy, like I mentioned, like boss just got fired. I had to just be working and training and taking on new stuff, and I was super exhausted, and there were so many to-dos. Like I have a whole bunch of sticky notes of to-dos. That's even overwhelming because I've only done like 4 out of the 20 to-dos that I need to do. So I was just kind of like in the hole, and I was drinking a lot of caffeine thinking that it was going to help me stay awake, but it was actually making me not want to leave my bed. All that being said, I'm on like day 4 of my caffeine, like nixing caffeine. I don't drink coffee, but I love chai tea, I love matcha tea, and black teas, green teas, they all are caffeinated. When you're someone who doesn't drink coffee, the caffeine substance in these is obviously going to be really high for me. So yeah, I think it just didn't react well. I did Google some Reddits as well to see if anyone else who's on Zoloft, like my antidepressants, has adverse reactions with drinking caffeine. And honestly, some people have. So I'm like, maybe it has to do with the medication that I'm taking. But yeah, caffeine in my body, I guess, has never worked, which sucks. It just makes me like super jittery, and then I think that that's me being awake. And then as soon as I go to bed, like I cannot get out of that bed. Like thank God I work from home. So as long as I can get my laptop to my bed, I can still get work done. But if I had to get up and go to work, I would be fired. And YouTube videos would look a lot crazier right now. I'd probably be crying a lot more. So it is what it is. The Uber Eats happened. I did delete the app from my phone, but like I just went on my laptop and like ordered it anyway. So, you know, you find loopholes when you gotta find holes. Also, shout out to my mom because she did drop off some cooked food as well. So I did have some oxtail and chicken. Oh my God, the chicken was so good. I haven't even told her. I need to tell her. That chicken was the best chicken I've ever had. But yeah, so takes a village. Sometimes it takes Uber Eats as well. It is what it is. I'm gonna do my best this month to re-delete the app, cancel my account, and, you know, be done with Uber Eats once and for all. Clothing, I did not have a budget set up for clothing, but I like volunteer with a community wellness group where I live, and we got the opportunity to go to Lululemon and get like a free top. And then in addition to getting a free top, they also said like 25% off anything in the store, and you would do it too. So I feel like self-explanatory. I got a couple cute tank tops. I got giant like keychain straps that like now there's just no way for me to lose my keys, hopefully. So happy for that. Got a little headband. So I got some extra things that I perhaps didn't need, but I'm really happy that I got to get them at the discount. So I just had to take advantage of the discount that was given there. I don't plan on buying clothing for the rest of the month though. I didn't plan on buying clothing that day. It was kind of like an impromptu, honestly felt like an influencer. They had like fitting session for Kiana put up on like one of the dressing rooms for like our team. And yeah, it was just really cool experience. So I was like, of course I want to get a little something with this discount as well. When it comes to Joe, we got a bigger budget. So far we've spent 60 bucks. I need to cancel the subscription for her litter. When I tell you I have freaking 8 bags of this litter, I'm good for the rest of the year. So I do expect this to come down a little bit, thankfully. And her food is the same as always. So that 60 bucks was just for replenishing her food supply. I am sure I'll spend another maybe 40 bucks. So yeah, we're pretty much going to be the same, I think there. Personal care, budget of 50. So far, nothing has been spent. However, I do need to go to my dermatologist and get some of my Haluderma spray. The back knee, still gone. Let's take a look at her. Like back, still looking amazing. But I want to keep it up, so I cannot be without it. I'm literally on my last spritzes of the Haloderma, so I'm going back to my dermatologist. Maybe I need to book something this week, and it cost me 50 bucks, so that's the budget there. Transportation budget is 140. So far I've spent 72.93. Love that. Nothing for hobbies or fitness, and nothing's been spent. But actually no, oh yeah, that's because it's in subscriptions. That's fine. YouTube video editor, I did pay him. Right, it's gonna show 0 here because in June I paid him for both June and July. So it's not gonna come out of my July expenses, but he was paid for July. Promos, nothing. Donations and gifting, we're at $35 from a budget of 40, so doing good there. When it comes to household, so far nothing. And do I need, actually, yeah, that I'm gonna be running up a check. I need paper towel, I need laundry pods. I need laundry detergent, I need dishwasher pods, I need new sponges, so that's gonna be a cute one. And miscellaneous, we have a budget of 75 bucks. Currently we're at 100. Now this is okay because that is gonna be going down. There were some expenses that I did. We ran like a fitness event with the wellness community I mentioned this weekend. So I did an order of Uber Eats like samosas, and I also purchased some like bags of ice because it was so hot yesterday. So that I'm gonna get reimbursed for. I do expect this to come down by like 60 bucks. So I should be under budget by the time it comes down. Once I get paid back, I need to send them the receipts after this video taping. Business, $108. You already know I'm slacking on getting that shit together. I feel like at this point I paid my business taxes, so I know I don't owe them anything. I just need to get this over and start tracking it on a different tracker and have an accountant set everything up, because at this point I shouldn't even be owing any money. They should be paying me. I'm technically taking losses right now. Cleaner, nothing spent. Health and wellness, budget of 70, nothing spent yet. I do expect to be spending as well because I want to re-up some of my prescriptions. And then social media manager, $300, and that was spent. Perfect. So we're actually not doing too bad. We're only over budget in about 4 areas. Uber Eats, sorry. Clothing had to be done. Miscellaneous, which is a false over budget because I am going to get paid back. And then business expenses, which I don't even count as part of the tally. Perfect. All right, that's it for expenses. Let's quickly move over to the debt section, and then we will unveil how we did so far this month. The month is not even over. Jeez Louise. All right, moving on to the debt section. Yeah, mortgage payments are a little bit funky this month because what's it called? As you guys know, I had to renew my mortgage. I was switching from one mortgage provider to another. So like this $300 that came out was from the old provider. And now because there's been a few weeks that have passed, I technically owe 2 payments. So this next payment that comes out is actually gonna be pretty high. What is this? Sum of $72.57. I think it's gonna be the sum of 2 of these. So $25.45. I'm gonna adjust this. So mortgage payment 1, I'm gonna put as $300 because that was the last payment I owed from my old mortgage provider. The budget for this is gonna be $1272.57 times 2. So I expect, and it should come out on the 15th, so I think that's Monday or the Tuesday. I expect to have the $2,500 come out in one go. I hope there's some money left at the end of this. My goodness. And then a mortgage payment 3, there might actually be, it depends what day it comes out. What day is the 30th fall on? Because it's gonna come out on the 30th or the 1st of the month. Ooh, yeah, so another payment of $1272.57. Yikes. Student loans, we did pay. Laser treatments coming out later this month, and my Affirm MacBook payment has been paid. So debt-wise, it's gonna be a really expensive month, and it doesn't help that I already spent close to $5,000 on a trip. However, I did spend that on credit, so I think we're gonna enter new territory. Before, you guys have always seen I pay off my credit card every paycheck. So this is the first time this year, and honestly in the last 5 years, that I am gonna be potentially carrying over debt. I'm gonna save that for another video because I definitely need to figure out the debt payment plan, how I'm gonna pay it off, the expenses that I expect to come out as well because I still have to buy the flights, and then set up something that we can all work towards. I don't think I'm gonna do that in this call. It's a rainy day. Like I said, I'm about to get back into bed and watch the TV. I gotta watch my Love Island. So that we will be doing. Stay tuned for a video on that because I really gotta figure it out. Honestly, on one hand, it was always easier for me to pay everything off in full because now I don't have to worry about the debt. But on the second hand, in this case, could I pay it off in full? I'm sure I could make that work, but is it necessary? People have good credit and carry over debt all the time. I just know that my expenses still have to happen and I don't want to get to the point where my credit card always has debt on it. So I still like to have a paid off credit card. That's my goal. That's what's comfortable for me. We got to figure out what the payment plan is going to look like to get me back to that place because $5,000, that's not getting paid today. But that's it for debt. So we can expect $4,600 in debt. Wow, exciting. She's making a lot of money, I guess. Anyways, but yeah, that is what it is. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm getting another paycheck as well, so we'll see how it goes. I might be making soups for the rest of this month because my grocery to make a soup after the ingredients for the soup was bought, it was 28 bucks. So let's see how long 28 bucks lasts me. If I can have a soup last me 1 week, then yeah, I'm gonna be making soups once a week for the rest of the month. But that's it for debt. Now let's do the scary part and figure out how much money I got left over, how much money I made so far, and how much money I've spent so far. Yikes. All right, let's just rip off the band-aid and scroll up and see what the heck the damage is. Okay. Currently, you can see up here, total income right now has been $5,471.45. Total expenses has been $8,733.92, and left to spend is $1,088.50. Now, it's not too bad. Oh, you know what I see here? Look at this chart. It's showing that my savings are up. Okay, I accidentally did the wrong expense, so we're gonna fix that first because no, I did not put that to savings. So I made the budget for my travel, or like what was spent, come out of savings. That is wrong. I need to actually create one in the expenses column. So if I was saving money for travel and I was putting money away, I would put it in here. But if I actually spent money on travel, it needs to come out of expenses. So what I'm gonna do is slide over here to the annual dashboard, not the dashboard, the annual totals, go to the savings, and I'm gonna change this to travel savings because then I know that's money I'm saving to travel. I haven't actually booked anything or spent money on travel. And I'm gonna go over here to expenses and add travel as an expense. There we go. Coming back to July, perfect. It's no longer showing in the travel savings and it has come out on this side in the travel expense. So now we can see the savings. Exactly. We're not fully hit our savings goals because like I said, $1,300 a month, that works out for me. I've set up my auto withdrawals to be $650 per paycheck. So by the time I get my next paycheck, this should all be squared out. The next 400 of my RRSPs should also be saved and stashed away. Looking back up here, $1,088 left to spend. How that's gonna look, I just wanna quickly take an idea and pretend and fill in some numbers to see how we're gonna track for the rest of the month. So if I've got $1,000.88 left between now and my next paycheck, which will be like the 24th, 25th, let's just input what we can expect on those dates. So July 24, let's say I get the same things. We'd have $5,000. We know that we're gonna spend, I'm gonna quickly just put these in my transactions just to see what we would have left after we took care of this debt. Because the debt is the only thing that I'm like, where will we track? Mortgage payment 2, mortgage payment 3, there. Mortgage and mortgage. I'm doing like a sneak peek here. I'm gonna delete these right after. I just wanna see what we'll have left after those mortgage payments come out and after the property taxes come out. So let me put that 300 as well, okay? Just to give us a little sneak peek and see how our budget's gonna look. Now with those expenses categorized, okay, we should still have just over $1,300 left to spend. Not terrible, but with that $1,300, obviously I'm gonna have to figure out how to not only purchase the expenses like groceries, household items, but start paying down that credit card debt. So we got some work to do. I will just chalk that up to stay tuned for the next video because you guys can watch my thought processes at that point and see how I try to make it work and figure out what I can pay for, what I can pay towards my expenses, and how I can make everything work. I don't know. how I'm gonna make it work though. We'll see how I make it work or how I'm going to have to make it work for a little while. So that's that. We've got $1,088 left to spend. I'm not upset with that. I'm gonna go make my dinner, so that's okay. Now, we know what we've done for the month. We've got this left over. The month is not over. So we will be spending some more. We will be putting some more money away, but let's head over to the savings and debt tracker to see how I'm tracking towards my savings goals and how I'm tracking towards paying off the debt that I currently have. Moving into my savings and debt tracker. So as you guys can see here, I've got basically 4 major things that I'm saving towards or paying debt off from right now. We will be adding to this in my next video. In green, I've got the things that I'm saving towards, so my emergency funds and my RRSP. And in red, I've got the debt that I'm paying down. So that's my Affirm MacBook payments and my laser treatments. Now, starting with the emergency funds, the immediate goal for myself was about 6 months of my bare minimum costs, which is $25,800. Now, monthly, and I should have done this, like there was literally a couple months, you guys will see in my budgeting, where I was like, oops, forgot to save. If I had just set up the auto withdrawals, I would be even closer, but so it goes, live and learn. Monthly, I'm putting away $1,300, which is about $650 every paycheck. And we had me starting at 17,000. This was because when I had originally set it up, I was that close. I was at 17K in my emergency funds, got to the 25K, had to pay 15K in taxes. I can leave this as is because my tracker has been tracking the money that's come in and come out accurately. Now, currently it shows I've got $7,654 saved, which is correct. And I have about $18,000 left to save. So my progress right now, I'm about 30% of the way through. And the way it's tracking, if I continue with $1,300 a month, I will pay off, well, not pay off, but I'll have my emergency funds replenished for the 6 months of expenses by August 13th of 2026. Now, I know that this doesn't quite align with the fact that I want to, you know, be able to leave my full-time work and become a full-time entrepreneur by the end of this year, beginning of 2026. But this is where being Delulu and having the faith comes in, because what I'm really doing for the rest of this year is ramping things up. So I'm getting an Instagram page started. I'm getting a TikTok page started. I'm gonna start creating short form content. I'm gonna start posting more, creating more products that I can hopefully sell, starting a couple businesses, which I've got an Easter egg in this video here. So, and maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't, but yeah, starting a couple businesses, making videos on those as well, and trying to get that income. So I think these next 6 months, money's gonna be coming in. We're gonna hit these goals. Right now, if nothing changes and I stick to doing $1,300 a month, I'll have hit that goal by August 13th. I also wanted to quickly flag, like, this is 6 months of like bare minimum expenses. If I did 3 months, that's $12,900. I'm about 60% of the way there. Now, 3 months, it's nice. I personally, because I want to be an entrepreneur and do the work of just being a famous YouTuber, famous Instagrammer, whatever, having brand deals, posting my personal finance content, I know that in this business, there's like 30, 60, 90-day accounting. So you don't necessarily get paid the same day the work gets done. And that's why I want to have 6 months of buffer. Because if I'm going to start getting those brand deals, I need something to carry me over while I'm waiting for that first set of pays to come in. And then from there, I'm signed to an agency, I'm getting brand deals consistently, and I'm budgeting on that point. So it'll be really cool. I think next year's is going to be even more fun because I'll probably have a lot more variable income and I can start showcasing how I budget that because I've never really had to. Just very exciting times. So that's where we're at with emergency funds. We are having faith. The universe is lining things up for me. This has been one of my favorite and best years of my life so far. I know things are changing and they're changing for the better. So I'm really confident and I know that we're gonna hit this goal, if not exceed it. My Affirm MacBook payment, this is debt that I'm paying off. Now the goal, AKA the amount of debt total that I had to pay off, was $4,068.63. I have monthly payments of $169.53 set up. And at the time that I put this into my tracker, I had already paid $1,356 down. So I only needed to track how much was left to pay. Now, I'm about 66% of the way through. I've got about 8 more months left to pay down this debt. So by February of next year, I will have $169 a month back in my pocket and this baby will be paid off. My laser treatment cost me a total of $2,554.44. Ooh, 444, angel number. My monthly payments set up for that are $212.87 per month. And I had already paid $851 at the time of entering all of this into this tracker. So I'm about 83% of the way there. I have 2 more months of payments left and I should be done paying by September 13th of 2025. So that is in a couple months and I'm very happy about that. I will have $212 back in my pocket, which is really nice and will immediately go to something else, we already know. Lastly, my Wealthsimple RSP managed portfolio. The goal is $10,000. The goal is $10,000. As you guys know, I've got auto withdrawals of $400 every paycheck coming out. And the start, meaning what I've currently got saved within my Wealthsimple account, which you guys can see here, across all of my RSPs within this account is $2,200. So I've entered that over here. So far we've saved what, $3,400, which is accurate. Let's see. Right now it says $3,360, but these are active stocks and stuff that are being purchased within my RRSP, so that number is gonna fluctuate day to day. But yes, I've saved $3,400. I have $6,600 left to save and about 8 more months left. So by March and tax time of next year, I will have hit this $10,000 goal, which is great. I hope that's gonna positively impact my my income tax filing next year. Hopefully a girl can get some money back. Like, I'm trying to be responsible. But yeah, you can see the total goal. I'm trying to save or pay down between saving and paying off debt. It's $42,000 that I'm working toward. $2,400 a month is just going towards either the savings or paying off this debt. I've already put away 20K pretty much and have about 26K left to save. So we are really at the 50% mark in terms of progress. And you can see here, it's got other visuals, which is really cute. How many months needed to reach the goal. Laser treatment is almost done, you guys. It's gonna take me the longest right now on paper to hit the emergency funds. But like I said, that money's coming in. I can feel it, I can feel it. We're gonna be fine. And it visualizes it this way as well, just to show what you saved versus left to save. So you can see my laser treatment is pretty much all saved. Firm, we are over the hill there too. We're coming down with the last months to save. So everything's doing really well here. And in my next video, we're gonna be adding and figuring out how much money the travel's gonna cost me and how much I need to pay down. So great. Actually, you know what? That's the debt tracker. Next video, we're probably gonna be doing debt snowball calculator, which I obviously haven't necessarily had to do because I've had my payments pre-set up. But for something as variable as my credit cards, it might require some extra calculations and figuring out just how much interest is going to be owed, the balance, the payment, all of those things. So we'll be doing that here. I'm going to prep it from now just with Amex Gold and RBC Avion Visa. Cool. If you guys want a video on these cards as well, let me know. They've got great perks. So far I like them. We'll see how it actually pans out. I haven't gone on the vacation, but these come with like certain accesses. Also the airline I'm going to be booking with comes with accesses, premium accesses as well, because I'm going to be booking a business class flight. So that video, when I create that YouTube video, you guys are going to be seeing me live in luxury, okay? And I'm super excited for that. Now that is the savings and debt tracker. Lastly, let's go over to the annual dashboard and see how I've been tracking for the year. All right, let's move on to the annual dashboard. So far, my income for the year is $71,000. God, I never can say it. So far, my income for the year is $71,936.80. My total expenses is right up there, pretty much the same. Net worth, I have not started calculating yet, but I think I will do that eventually. And yeah, as we can see for the month of July, the expenses have come in higher than the income. Yikes. But it is what it is. Like, I can't wait to go on that trip. I'm super happy. This is also abundance mindset work that you got to do and that I'm doing for myself, is like, even though I'm saying yikes, I don't actually feel that pit in my stomach that I used to feel. Like, I'm actually just very excited. I know that every time I spend money, it's gonna come back to me multiplied with good to all and harm to none. Yeah, so I feel good. And I feel good because what I'm investing in, this isn't just a trip to be a hot girl. I'm gonna be a hot girl, obviously, but it's a trip to literally like find myself, give myself sort of the clarity on what I want to do next with my life, be surrounded by like-minded women. This again is like that networking and community building. Like these are women coming from all over, not even the country. Like some are from America, some might be from other countries. So we're all coming together, sharing these experiences, looking to grow. Like that is the best money I could ever spend. Also, it's so up my alley. Like I love that. I love community building. I love like group therapy vibes, and this is giving exactly that. So I'm super happy about it. But yeah, that's how we're tracking in terms of my like biggest spending. Y'all can see debt takes up pretty much half of my pay. Super annoying, but that's just the economy. Honestly, I think a lot of people are set up like this. The whole like 50-30-20 rule when it comes to savings actually looks like 80-15-5. Like it's just so expensive, especially here. Like I live in the GTA, like Toronto, Greater Toronto area. The cost of living here is absolutely nuts. It is what it is. I actually like, this is another thing, like hopefully one day I can move. Who knows? Oops, I think my camera's dying. But yeah, hopefully I can move one day. We'll see how everything goes. But that's how the net worth is looking. Sorry, not net worth, but that's how the annual dashboard is looking. And yeah, just another reason I love this tracker, because everything that we've sort of worked towards and entered gets reflected in one really clean dashboard where I can just see how everything's tracking and continue to do what I've been doing with y'all. All right, you guys, that's it for today's video. I feel like my background progressively got lighter. The storm is away. The clouds are starting to part. Thank you so much for doing this budgeting breakdown with me, payday routine. It was a bit of a longer one. I was looking at my expenses for the first time. I'm gonna go figure out next how I'm gonna pay off this debt. But I love it, as always, hanging out with you guys, doing this budgeting routine. Please comment below if you guys are planning any trips, if you're doing anything exciting this year for the back half of the year. And if there's any specific content that you want to see, comment, share. Like I am doing a lot of pivoting this year. I'm going to be sharing a lot more, and I got to get the plans together to make sure that I'm bringing you guys along the journey with me. Lastly, of course, if you want the CoPlenty Yearly Budget 2.0, head to my Stan store. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.